What's up, everyone? R.E.A.L here, welcoming you back from a summer break that admittedly felt short for many. And that's a lot what I've been hearing about is how quickly summer flew by, and there was many things that we wanted to do that we again didn't get to. And I'm here to remind you that there's lots of summery weather and time left out there to go and enjoy whatever it is that you wanted to do. If you make it an intention and you bend your life around it, I'm sure your future self will thank you for creating that space. And I mean, what I hear also when people say that is there is a transition from summer routines into fall routines, new routines, kids going back to school, increased traffic in the city, and perhaps more demands at work as we approach year end, and many things need to be done from a summer break. And that's something that can certainly in totality create overwhelm and lack of feeling that there is a transition, even though the world around us quickly shifts. And what I would invite you to do is to create space to acknowledge some of the transitions that are happening. Make your day centered around those breaks, and with more awareness, reflect on how things are impacting you and what you can do differently to support yourself through this time, or maybe even ask for help from somebody else. And what I want to talk to you today is toughness. Toughness, as far as the definition goes and what it represents. For me, in my earlier life, I remember hearing toughness is about being strong, being resilient, not showing emotion, basically going on and doing something on your own, getting through an obstacle and overcoming without the help of others. That really shows, how tough you can be. And I think that sends the wrong message to both boys and girls equally, actually, as we think about social fabrics and cultural boundaries, because both boys and girls get the same message. It's not okay to show emotion. If I want to be tough, I got to be almost put on a mask just to make it through, and that's what's showing toughness to the outside world. And I believe that men struggle more with this later in life, mainly because of aspects of toxic masculinity that prevent them from opening up, from being vulnerable with other men or women about how they're truly feeling, the pressures that they're experiencing. And so that can lead to a lot of undesirable outcomes from the definition of what it is to be a man. So is there a better way to define toughness? And what I've recently discovered is there is a notion of responding versus reacting. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Reacting is that feeling that you experience when a stimuli comes at you and you immediately try to push it away, try to avoid it because it causes a lot of discomfort and it's not something that you may want to deal in the moment. And that is perhaps the most human reaction you can get at times. And responding is taking the moment to acknowledge what is happening in your body, what is happening in the space in this moment, and not pushing it away, not suppressing it, but allowing the feeling to flow through and making an informed decision about how I want to react in this situation. I want to stress the concept by showing you that resisting or avoiding is something that is actually more detrimental. So if you have a book or a notebook, I've got this lovely thing here. I want you to take a minute and hold it outstretched like this and squeeze it as hard as you can, push it as hard as you can, pretending that this is the one thing that is causing you discomfort. It is essentially the symbol of maybe anxiety, fear, and something that is certainly weighing on you lately or in general. And so take a minute, hold it out, and then see what comes up for you. What came up for me is that I started noticing tension almost immediately after about 20 seconds, and it became progressively harder to hold it out in that position. Conversely, if you just pretend that the same object is representative of the same feelings or the same reaction and simply put it down on your lap and let it sit there for a minute, for me, I started realizing that it doesn't actually have as much power over me because I'm aware of it, it's right there, and I can sit with it, think about or feel into it, and really approach that feeling with more awareness. And what I believe happens when we choose to respond versus react is we choose a more like a healthier path with more awareness to practice healing. And what I mean by that is healing with our thoughts, healing with our bodies, and basically just creating the space through a period of transition, so that we have time to acknowledge and we actually have time to slow ourselves down to think about and feel through how we want to respond given the situation or force that's coming at us. So it's helped for me. I hope that it helps you. And as we talk about toxic masculinity and the space where men can be vulnerable, I want to remind you about the upcoming R.E.A.L Men's Breakfast that's happening on September 20th at Rotary Challenger Park. It's a space where I found really a lot of great men to connect with, to share trials and tribulations with, and to really just have a forum where one can feel accepted and not judged, and learn from experience of other men who have come from various backgrounds. And it's a super inclusive space with lots of great food and topics, and I think you'll find it for yourself. So check out the link in the notes, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Remember to stay hydrated, get outside, and stay loose. See you next time.